Archangel Michael says, "The warning I am about to give you will make your heart pound." This is not a message to take lightly. Every detail I reveal has been set into motion around you without your permission. There is a shadow in your path, silent but intentional. A black car, windows tinted so dark you can't see the eyes inside, has been stationed near your routes. The driver's orders are clear, they've been paid to follow, to watch, to record. Archangel Michael says, your name was not chosen randomly. Someone made the decision to observe you for reasons they will not admit in public. The payment they offered was not small, it was meant to guarantee loyalty and silence. Every step you take is being measured. The stops you make, the people you greet, even the way you glance over your shoulder, all of it is being tracked and noted. The goal is to understand your rhythm before they make their move. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They don't want you to see them directly. They linger far enough to blend into background traffic, yet close enough to never lose you. The moment you think they're gone is the moment they adjust and reappear from a side street. There is a pattern to their tailing, slow, patient, like a predator studying its prey before striking. They've been at it longer than you realize, but the escalation has begun. The instructions they received have recently changed. Archangel Michael says, there is someone orchestrating this from the shadows. This person feeds them updates, altering their watch based on your unexpected moves. If you turn left, they already know where you'll go next. The black car does not act alone. While one driver follows, others are placed in key locations. Each one has their role, forming an invisible chain around you. The objective is to make you believe you are alone when you are not. Type Amen to get blessing 761. At first, they were only told to gather information. No interference, no contact. But now, the orders are shifting toward influence, to change how you act, where you go, and who you trust. They will try to lead you into certain streets more than once. They want to see how you respond when you notice them. They are measuring your fear, your instincts, and your willingness to confront or avoid. Archangel Michael says, the one paying for this is not a stranger to your name. They have heard stories, seen images, and formed an opinion about you that is dangerous. In their eyes, you are either a threat or a possession. The black car's driver is not who you expect. Their appearance is unremarkable, a face you could pass in a store and forget instantly. But their training is sharp, and their purpose is fixed on you. Type Amen to get blessing 492. They change cars sometimes, switching from one vehicle to another to confuse you. But there is always a consistent detail, a marker in the way they operate that reveals it's the same person behind the wheel. They know the times you leave and return home. They know the hours you are most vulnerable, the moments you are distracted. This is not just observation, this is preparation. Archangel Michael says, I have been sent to expose this before they complete their full plan. The driver has been warned by their employer that this assignment will not last forever. That means they are on a schedule. The clock is moving toward a specific date. On that day, the black car's role will shift from silent witness to active participant. The energy around you confirms this is why heaven intervened today. Type Amen to get blessing 874. Your routes are being mapped digitally. There is technology in play, not just human eyes. They may have linked into public cameras, using every available angle to keep you within their grid. When you pause in one place for too long, they note it. When you meet someone unexpectedly, they write it down. Every detail is being stored for someone else to review. Archangel Michael says, the danger is not just in their presence, it's in their persistence. They are not waiting for you to confront them. They are waiting for their instructions to change once again. This operation was funded to achieve something specific with you. Whether to block you, take from you, or control you, the intention is not harmless. Type Amen to get blessing 650. They will try to make you doubt your own awareness. If you turn and see them, they may pretend to be lost or distracted. But this is a tactic, to make you believe it's coincidence so you lower your guard. The driver has been told not to speak to you directly. Not yet. The first interaction, if it happens, will not seem connected to this watch. It will be disguised as something routine. Archangel Michael says, your spirit has already felt the heaviness of this watch. That uneasy feeling in your chest when you step outside is not random, it is your soul recognizing an unnatural gaze. The black car is only the most visible part of this. Behind it, there are layers of coordination. Layers that link back to the one who paid for this shadow to trail you. Type Amen to get blessing 518. They have memorized your habits like lines in a script. The time you lock your door, the way you glance at your phone before walking, even the shops you favor, all of it has been studied. Nothing about their presence is accidental, every movement is calculated to keep you within reach. The driver rarely makes phone calls while following you. Instead, they send brief coded messages to a single contact. A short text, a location pin, and sometimes a discreet photo is all it takes to update their handler. Archangel Michael says, they have been instructed to stay calm if you notice them. If you stop suddenly, they will continue past you and loop around. They are trained to vanish into traffic only to reappear minutes later from another street. When you step into a public place, their pace changes. They wait just outside, never crossing the line to make you feel cornered, but always keeping the exit in sight. You are not just being watched, you are being measured. Type Amen to get blessing 291. This is not a random driver with idle curiosity. They are part of a wider plan that has been in motion for weeks. The black car is only the first stage of something larger. They've been told to memorize your allies, the people who smile at you, speak to you, or linger near you in conversation. These faces are photographed discreetly and sent to the one who gave them the job. Every connection you have is being mapped. Archangel Michael says, there is an invisible net forming around you. The driver is one strand, but there are others, a passerby you see more than once, a parked motorcycle in the same spot, a stranger pretending to check their watch as you walk by. Together, they form an unbroken circle of observation. The payment for this task came in cash, delivered in an unmarked envelope. It was enough to ensure loyalty and silence, even in the face of questions. That money has now been partially spent, but the job is not yet done. Type Amen to get blessing 944. At night, their work does not stop. They have been instructed to drive past your home at least twice, at different hours. They note which windows are lit, which doors are locked, and how often you step outside. This is more than surveillance, it is conditioning. They want you to grow used to the feeling of being watched so that you lower your resistance. They want your mind to accept the black car as part of the background. Archangel Michael says, the danger is not in their speed but in their patience. They will not chase you recklessly, they will wait for the perfect opening. Their handler has made it clear, one mistake, and the entire operation fails. You have already been marked as under observation in a list that exists somewhere you cannot see. Your name is not alone on that list, but your position on it has recently moved higher. That is why the urgency of this message cannot be overstated. Type Amen to get blessing 603. They will switch their routes just enough to confuse you, but the rhythm is always there if you look closely. One day they'll trail you from a market, the next from a quiet street, yet somehow they are always positioned to see where you're heading. It's not luck, it's a set of calculated moves, rehearsed like a performance. Their car is cleaned often, inside and out, to leave no trace of the miles driven around you. No stickers, no personal belongings on the seats, nothing that would help you identify them if you described it later. It's meant to be a ghost on wheels, present yet forgettable. Archangel Michael says, the one who paid for this wants results without leaving fingerprints. They will never be seen near you, never risk their own face being remembered. Instead, they work through hired eyes and trained patience. Every time you pause, the driver notes the reason. If you look at your phone, they record the timestamp. If you speak to someone, they log how long the exchange lasts. These details are sent upward like pieces of a puzzle someone is eager to complete. Type Amen to get blessing 882. They test your awareness without you knowing. Sometimes they let you spot them, just to see how you react. If you ignore them, they know your tolerance. If you change direction, they note your caution. The driver has also been told to memorize your walking speed, your posture, even the weight you carry in your bags. This isn't just curiosity, it's profiling. It's building a picture of who you are when you think no one is looking. Archangel Michael says, I am revealing this because their patience is nearing its end. The final stage of their orders involves interaction. But not the kind that begins with a greeting. It will be subtle at first, disguised as a shared moment or accidental bump in a crowd. They will test small boundaries to see what they can get away with. A blocked path, a delay in your route, a person suddenly asking for help in your presence. Each act will be designed to draw you into their planned position. Type Amen to get blessing 527. The car has been spotted near more than just your home and work. It has appeared close to places tied to your past, places they should have no reason to know. This means their source has access to more than your current life. The driver is not acting out of personal malice. They are a professional following instructions they've been paid to fulfill. But the one who hired them has motives drenched in control and secrecy. Archangel Michael says, your presence is being treated like a project. Someone has invested time, resources, and planning into predicting your future steps. This message is the break in their invisible chain before it tightens further. The black car might vanish for a day or two soon. That will not mean they've stopped, it will mean they're repositioning. Absence is just another tactic to make you drop your guard. Type Amen to get blessing 714. They are keeping a record of every person who walks beside you. They even note when someone's hand lingers on your shoulder or when a stranger greets you warmly. The goal is to measure your connections, to know who to approach and who to avoid. This is not a game to them, it's a calculated mission. Each day brings them closer to a point where watching will no longer be enough. They want influence, presence, and ultimately control. Archangel Michael says, the longer they follow, the more they believe they understand you. The danger comes when they feel they know you better than you know yourself. At that point, they will act without hesitation, believing they can predict your every move. Your instincts are your shield now. If your spirit feels heavy in certain places, leave them. If you notice the same car more than once, do not dismiss it. Type Amen to get blessing 368. The driver operates with a strict set of silent rules. They never honk near you, never draw attention, and never speed past in a way that would make you suspicious too early. Their orders are to blend in so completely that you mistake them for another harmless passerby. Even when they stop for fuel or park for a moment, their eyes never leave you. They've trained themselves to follow reflections in windows, side mirrors, and even shadows on the ground. This allows them to keep track without always appearing directly behind you. Archangel Michael says, you have been under quiet study for longer than your mind wants to accept. This driver didn't just appear yesterday, they've been gradually closing the distance over time. The difference now is the urgency of the one who sent them. Every move they make is in sync with someone else's commands. A voice or text message gives them the green light to shift lanes, to follow closer, or to back off for a while. It's a silent language between handler and follower, one you're not meant to notice. Type Amen to get blessing 924. Their car, though dark and unmarked, has subtle details only a watchful soul would catch. The way it idles longer than necessary at red lights when you're in view, or how it slows down each time you take a turn. These moments are small, but together they form a trail of intent. They've been told to keep their distance when you are with more than one person. Crowds make their work harder, and they prefer clear lines of sight. But even in a group, their eyes will find you through the moving bodies. Archangel Michael says, there is more than one black car involved in this operation. While one follows directly, another waits in a location you frequent. When you arrive there, the shift is seamless. The second driver picks up where the first leaves off. They use your own routine against you. Every repeated habit, every predictable route, gives them the advantage. The moment you step outside of pattern, they adjust within minutes. Type Amen to get blessing 552. At times, they have followed you beyond the borders of your usual area. This is not accidental, it's to test how far they can go without you confronting them. Your lack of direct reaction is noted as compliance in their report. They have been told never to approach you with threats. Fear is not their immediate weapon, familiarity is. They want to become a background presence, a shadow your mind ignores. Archangel Michael says, this is the moment to sharpen your perception. They rely on you being distracted, on you believing the day is just another ordinary one. But the spiritual realm is sounding alarms you cannot ignore. The black car is an anchor for a larger plan. Its presence means the web is active, and the strands are tightening. Once the strands touch, their role will no longer be silent. Type Amen to get blessing 811. Even at night, they are out there. Streetlights and passing headlights become their cover as they glide past your street. You may not see them every time, but they see you. They mark the exact moment your lights go off at home. They note if you lock your windows, if your curtains are drawn, and how long it takes before your home is still. Every detail is another thread in the file they keep. Archangel Michael says, the one who hired them is growing impatient. This urgency will make them take more risks, which is why heaven is warning you now. The timeline is shorter than before, and your awareness must be higher. The driver has been told not to fail. Failure would mean losing payment, losing favor, and possibly facing the wrath of the one who gave the orders. This pressure makes them more determined to complete their task. Type Amen to get blessing 477. They have mapped every street that leads to your home. Side alleys, service roads, and even quiet dead ends have been marked in their memory. If you try to change your route suddenly, they already know the alternate paths you might take. The black car doesn't always follow you directly. Sometimes, it stays 2 or 3 vehicles behind, using others as a shield so you don't notice immediately. Other times, it pulls ahead and waits at the next turn, pretending to be just another driver on the road. Archangel Michael says, this is the kind of patience that makes them dangerous. They are not chasing, they are calculating. Their mission is not about speed but precision. Every morning, they start their watch long before you step outside. They know when you wake, when you leave, and which direction you'll take first. If something changes, they adapt instantly without losing you. Type Amen to get blessing 635. They have studied the way you interact with strangers. If you're polite, they note it. If you're guarded, they note it too. Everything becomes a piece of your psychological profile. When you stop at a cafe, they won't enter. Instead, they'll park where they can see the door and wait until you leave. Their goal is to make sure they never lose sight of you for more than a few minutes. Archangel Michael says, the person funding this wants certainty before they act. That's why every small detail of your life is being stored. They want to know the right time, place, and method to step forward. Your home is not the only place they watch. They have appeared near the homes of people close to you, testing how far your circle reaches. The driver changes pace depending on who you're with, studying the dynamics. Type Amen to get blessing 789. At times, they've been so close you could have seen their face clearly. But the tinted glass keeps them hidden, giving you only a shadowed outline. This is part of their design, to keep you guessing but never fully certain. When they switch cars, it's to throw off your memory. A different make, a different color for a day or two, then back to the black vehicle you've almost grown used to. They want to blur the line between coincidence and intent. Archangel Michael says, the truth is, they've been paid for more than just watching. The payment covers following, recording, and eventually influencing the situation around you. The black car is not just a lookout, it's a moving base for their orders. Every message they send back is archived. Every photo, every note, every route is stored somewhere you can't reach. It's building towards something specific, and the day is drawing near. Type Amen to get blessing 402. Their quietest hours are between midnight and dawn. That's when they make their slow passes, pretending to be lost or taking a shortcut. But in reality, they are making sure nothing has changed in your environment overnight. They know the position of your security cameras if you have them. They know which neighbors are awake late and which houses remain dark. This information is shared with the one who paid for their watch. Archangel Michael says, heaven is not revealing this to scare you, but to prepare you. Every sign points to a final phase where their presence will no longer be hidden. The urgency is not just in the watching but in what comes after. The black car has been seen in places you haven't visited in years. That means they're also digging into your past, finding old patterns and connections. They are searching for leverage. Type Amen to get blessing 933. They have memorized the small signs that tell them more than words ever could. The way your shoulders tense when you sense something is wrong, the way your pace changes when you're in a hurry, even the way you glance into reflective surfaces as you pass. Each movement is stored in their mind like data points in a file. The driver rarely works alone for an entire day. At Certa, presence blends in. But heaven sees every shadow, every step, every exchange. When you are inside a building for a long period, they sometimes park just out of view. But their eyes never leave the exits. They wait for the moment you emerge, ready to resume their trail as if no time has passed. Type Amen to get blessing 684. Sometimes, they will take a completely different route just to meet you again further ahead. This tactic is meant to unsettle your subconscious. You think you've lost them, but suddenly they are there again, as if by accident. It's not chance, it's choreography. They have been trained to avoid confrontations at all costs. The person paying them wants no incidents that could alert outsiders too soon. Their mission is to stay in the shadows until the moment is right. Archangel Michael says, the driver's loyalty is to the one who paid them, not to truth or justice. They will carry out the orders exactly as they were given, no matter the impact on you. That is why this warning is coming now, before the next stage unfolds. Your movements in the coming days will be especially important. Every unexpected turn, every sudden change in your path, will force them to adjust and reveal more of their pattern. Watch closely, and you will see the repetition. Type Amen to get blessing 219. They also pay attention to your moods. If you appear happy, they log it. If you appear tired or stressed, they make note of that too, because it affects how and when they may approach. The black car's interior is stripped of anything personal. No family photos, no scent, no clutter, nothing that could give away the driver's life outside of this mission. It is a vessel for watching, nothing more. Archangel Michael says, the driver may appear calm, but there is tension in their movements. They know they are being used as the eyes for something bigger. They also know there will be consequences if they fail. Their handler is in communication with them daily. Updates are expected at set intervals, and every update is confirmed before payment continues. This operation is being run with precision and control. Type Amen to get blessing 748. Even the weather does not stop them. Rain, heat, or cold, they remain on their route. In fact, they use bad weather to their advantage, knowing people are less observant when rushing to shelter. They've memorized the sound of your vehicle if you have one. They can spot it in a crowded parking lot within seconds. This allows them to position themselves without hesitation. Archangel Michael says, what they don't know is that divine eyes see them more clearly than they see you. Their steps are not hidden from the light. That is why you are being told to raise your awareness before they cross a certain line. The black car has a rhythm, a beat that repeats daily. If you watch carefully enough, you will find it. Once you see the rhythm, you'll never unsee it. Type Amen to get blessing 506. They have been instructed to keep a certain physical distance, but never so far that they lose you. That gap is carefully measured, adjusted depending on the road, the traffic, and your speed. It's a predator's balance, close enough to strike, far enough to stay unseen. When you stop unexpectedly, they pretend to check their phone or adjust something in the car. It's a performance meant to look casual. Inside, they are watching your every move, waiting for the moment you start walking again. Archangel Michael says, this driver is disciplined. They are not new to this kind of work, they've done it before, for others whose names you will never hear. But this time, their target is you, and the intensity is far greater. They do not rely only on sight. There is equipment in their car, devices that can log locations, transmit positions, and store data for later. It's not just their eyes you're dealing with, it's technology working alongside them. Type Amen to get blessing 381. You may notice them more at certain hours. Those are not random moments, those are the times their handler has identified as key points in your day. They know when you are most likely to be alone, distracted, or unguarded. When they drive past your home, it's never just once. They make multiple passes, from different angles, sometimes even on foot if they can leave the car without suspicion. Each pass is another checkmark in their report. Archangel Michael says, their patience is beginning to wear thin. Not because of you, but because the one who paid them is demanding faster results. This pressure will soon push them to act in bolder ways. The black car will not always be black. They may change vehicles entirely for a short time, to see if you lower your awareness. But the driver will remain the same. Type Amen to get blessing 844. They track more than your location. They are keeping count of how often you visit certain places, and how long you stay. These patterns are being compared against your past movements to detect changes. If you alter your schedule, they adjust instantly. If you cancel a plan, they note who else was involved and whether the cancellation seemed urgent or casual. Nothing slips through the cracks of their observation. Archangel Michael says, this is why you have felt a heaviness lately. Even if you couldn't see them, your spirit recognized the presence. Your inner senses are far sharper than they expect. Their handler receives updates in short bursts, quick calls, encrypted messages, and images sent without names. It's a system built to keep the operation hidden from outside eyes. No trace is left for anyone to find easily. Type Amen to get blessing 719. At times, they've chosen to follow you on foot. Blending into a crowd, walking just close enough to hear parts of your conversations, noting your expressions when certain topics arise. Then, they retreat to the car and continue the shadowing from a distance. They are not reckless, they are methodical. Every step is calculated for the highest chance of success without exposure. It's a slow tightening of a net around you. Archangel Michael says, the moment of confrontation is not meant to be sudden. It will happen in a way that feels staged as coincidence. That is why you must see through the illusion before it unfolds. If the black car disappears for a few days, do not assume the watch has ended. It only means the plan has shifted into another phase. Their eyes will still be on you, just from a different angle. Type Amen to get blessing 492.